All complaints, teachers give them too much homework. How do you approach that problem?
These days, kids are getting a lot of homework. Volumes of homework. The routine, parents will tell me, there's such a huge amount of homework in so many schools. Again, you really have to empathize. You try not to deny a kid's reality. In fact, if that kid perceives it as a lot of homework, which he really might be saying that for him it's a lot of homework, maybe for the kid next to him who's in the top 3 percentile of math students in the country, it's not a lot of homework, but for him it's a lot of homework. He's struggling with math, maybe even has a math learning disability, which has been undiagnosed perhaps. To tell him that he's wrong, you're denying his experience, then he can't count on you for any advice. How can he turn to you for help? Even for tutoring, it's like if you don't understand his basic feelings, so you say to him again, I could see what you're saying. When I look at this list, it does seem pretty overwhelming. I'm not so sure I wouldn't feel the same way. But if we break it down into pieces and we take our time with it, I have a feeling you're going to be able to do it. It's not a
So teachers should be very cognitive that some kids don't have that support at home. If the kid complains a bit, tell a little bit. Don't get the personal part, but you might find ways to help the kid a little bit more. Maybe offer a little help.
You're making me think. Years ago, I had a kid who was in that situation you're describing. And for whatever reason, he had an obsessive interest in late model, old cars. And apparently, when he was a young child, the family got a brand new Buick something. And he, as a teenager, was obsessed with this car. And in fact, he was heartbroken that they had to eventually give it up. So the kid really, what I looked at it as is obviously that car represented a better time in his life when his family was together, things were good. Now the family was splintered, fragmented, and dysfunctional. So what I did was I went and I called up General Motors and I got the original sales brochure for that model and sent away for it. And it was, some perfunctory fee, like $8.
It's okay.
And I gave it to that kid. And I mean, needless to say, he was beaming. Needless to say. Now, of course, at a more concrete level, he was happy to get it and it's reminded him of the old car. But really what he's saying, someone understands him, someone cares enough to care about what he cares about. So I think that teachers and people working with kids should go that extra mile